Today we are gonna treat ourselves to an ultimate challenge. Can an artist paintings transfer their skills to sculpting? I have bought some polymer clay and claying supplies some time ago, and today I didn't intend to film it because I had a rough night. I look horrible. So yeah, I'm not really ready to be in front of a camera, but I really wanted to record this video and show you what will I make when I try polymer clay for the first time. I'm gonna try polymer clay for the first time ever. I never sculpted before, maybe in elementary school and one time in college when we have some kind of exercise. But it was from the normal clay and I wasn't really good at it, and it was a long time ago. So yeah, let's see how I do. I have bought some 𝗜άρχ polymer clay. I had in mind a bit of what I wanted to do, and I just decided to buy the primary colors and then a few more that I use in my paintings usually, like brown. I have also went out and picked some dandelions and a daisy because I decided I will start with some flower sculptures today. I had the design in mind of making a dandelion that I could make into a magnet someday, and then also a daisy, like just a flower. Maybe I should get a knife for doing this. When I tried to put out the polymer clay from its packaging, I was very surprised by how hard it was. The polymer clay was really hard and really crumbly and really cold, and I had it at room temperature, like in my closet. When I watched people making stuff with polymer clay, it sure didn't look that hard to work through it in the beginning. It stuck to this little glass thingy that I got with my polymer clay tools. By the way, I bought everything that you saw on Amazon. Only the polymer clay I bought in my local art store. Here I rolled it a little bit, and then I prepared 4 different chunks of yellow clay, or at least I tried to. And that is because I got the idea to kind of layer this dandelion, like to make a bottom layer of petals and then work on making the second and the third and then the fourth, and then when I will put them all on top of each other, that it will look like a flower. I made the first layer and it was quite hard and it didn't look good, but I just decided to try and see what will come out of this. So I went to a second layer of my dandelion petals. Here I have already learned that I have to put out these little pieces so the petals will be thinner and more elegant, because before I didn't really know that. Now, when I look back, I think I could just roll small pieces of yellow clay here and just put them on top of each other like little rolls, so it would create this little star, if you know what I mean. But yeah, this second piece was already better than the first piece. Then I went on, and by this one I was really comfortable with making this shape, so I made it even quicker, and every next piece has less petals, so it's kinda, I kind of tried to imitate how I see the dandelion flower, and then in the end I put on the last smallest piece that didn't turn out good at all. I thought it will look more elegant, and the petals really weren't as consistent as I wanted them to be. Sculpting with polymer clay isn't as easy as it looks on the internet, that is for sure. I don't know what I think about this one, but the main thing is that I'm having fun. I thought it will look better. Let me tell you, I thought it would look much better than it really looks, but I didn't apply the final step yet, before baking. And you're gonna see what this will be. But for now, I'm just gonna continue with the daisy. Let's see how this turns out. I think I got the grip on the petals now. Maybe I can do them better. For this daisy, it was the same process as before, so I already knew the drill. Here I made two shapes, the same as before, but only two of them of the same size, so I layered them on top of each other and then added a little centerpiece of this, I don't know how this is called, but this yellow thingy in the center of a flower, of a daisy, and I sculpted it as I saw it on a real daisy here. And then I just put a little volume on the petals, so they were a better shape and they looked kind of more flowy. So this turned out worse than I expected, but better than it could turn out, if that makes sense. It could be way worse. I wanted to end the video here and say goodbyes, but it's Sunday. I am a mess. I'm having fun. It's a hot April Sunday, and I don't like to be outside when it's hot. I don't like to be in the sun. It's like 3:30 in the afternoon, and that gives me another 2 hours to be in my art studio and make another thing. The main reason why I wanted to try out polymer clay is because I had an idea to make my cottages that I like to paint, and to actually try to make them, or make it, one of them, into a sculpture. But I wanted to make the flowers first, just so I don't mess up the big thing, you know. And I'm still not sure if I'm not gonna mess up the big thing. Probably it won't be that good in the end, but I really want to try it, because you know when you have an idea and you can't get it out of your head, maybe that happens to you sometimes. It does to me, especially for my creative projects, and this polymer clay cottage does not go out of my head, and it feels exciting when I think of making it. So right now, I'm gonna attempt to make mountain cottage. It's my favorite cottage right now. I think it's quite simple, so maybe I can make it and it will not look really terrible. Let's try it. So for the base here, I blended a few different colors, and then I made a cube, and then from the cube I extracted those two pieces for the shape of a roof. Retrospectively, I should probably just make this shape from the beginning. It would not be that hard, but somehow I made a cube first and then made it a little bit more difficult for myself. Then I rolled out a little piece for the roof and I went on with the windows. I made these dark blue windows as I make them in my paintings. And then I went on and made a little wooden piece for the window frames and for door and for everything wooden on this little cottage. I wasn't doing the best job I could here because I was already a little bit tired. This took me a long time to work through, and I wanted to go outside because the sun went down, and yeah, I just wasn't as careful here as I could have been, and if I would go back, I would make everything more thin and elegant. So these window frames would be thinner, and those doors are a little bit too close to the windows, and yeah, some issues are present here, but for my first cottage, I think it is cool. So I'm gonna answer the question here. Do my painting skills translate to my sculpting skills? Yes and no. I found that the skill of imagining how something looks and what shape something is actually translated to sculpting. And also the color choosing, skill of color mixing, and knowing which color I'm gonna get how also translates a bit. Not totally, because the color mixing is a little bit different and the colors are acting a little bit different when they are in the clay. But overall aesthetic kind of translates actually. So overall, I think it went way better than if I wasn't doing any art before at all. But I still need some work if I want to continue making stuff from clay. If you're an artist already and you want to try a new technique, a new medium to do your art with, I think you are better off than if you were not artist before. And that maybe sounds kind of logical, but not really. I wasn't sure about it. I was prepared for this to be a real disaster, and I'm glad it wasn't, because if it was, I don't know if I would have a motivation to learn and build a new skill from scratch, from nothing. I don't think I would, because I remember how hard it was to learn how to paint. It was a real hassle. So yeah, this wasn't as bad as that at all. Hello. So it's a week later. Here I am, Yara from the future. And unfortunately, I have lost the footage, the final footage for this video, which was the final step in this process. And I have lost it because my camera just shut off in the middle and I didn't notice it. And then the footage that was filming before the camera shut off was not saved. So the whole clip of me making the final step in this process was completely lost, erased forever. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna show you what I did right now, even though it's already done. So here it is. I had made this color dust from my soft pastels that I have bought only for this, for my polymer clay experiment. And I have made this colorful dust from it. And then I had taken a little brush and brushed the color to my sculptures. So the certain colors would pop out. For example, on this dandelion, I have brushed on a little bit of orange. And on this little cottage, I have brushed on a little bit of brown on the roof and on the walls, so it would look more rustic, a little bit old. And on the ends of petals of this daisy, I have put on a little bit of pink dust, because if you haven't noticed before, daisies have a little pink ends of their petals, and it's really cute. And yeah, this is what I have done for the final step, and also made a little bit of texture on the roof and on the daisy here, just to give everything a bit more depth and make it a little bit more real. And yeah, this was the final step in this process. I didn't bake the sculptures yet because I want to wait to have more of them so I can bake all of them together, because I just don't want to do this process for just 3 little sculptures, because I intend to do more, because this was really fun and exciting, and yeah, I feel like a new sculptor. I have lots of ideas for my future sculpting projects, and I hope to get better at it soon. I'm sorry, but the lighting right now is really terrible because it's 5 p.m. It's a really cloudy, stormy day, and I only have my 2 lamps here in my studio, so let's get it over with soon. If you are not already, you can check out my Patreon. My Patreon is the place where I have a bunch of cool exclusive rewards, such as exclusive updates, exclusive monthly videos, art mail to your door every month, all the good stuff. All the good stuff is on my Patreon. So if you want to support this channel, if you want to support my art, if you want to see more of me, and if you can, please check out my Patreon. The link is down below in the description. You can also check out my art store and my Instagram. The links are also down below in the description. I hope this video inspired you to maybe try something you wanted to try for a long time but didn't yet. It's really fun to try a new thing. I didn't feel this feeling in my brain for a while, that I just had to concentrate, because it was a totally new experience for me to sculpt something from polymer clay, and it was really fun. Like, I'm not just saying that, it was actually fun and mind-bending a little bit. And by doing something you had in mind that you want to do, maybe you find a new hobby, a new passion. You will never know if you don't try new things. So I highly encourage you to create whatever you think you would love to create, whatever inspires you at the moment. And yeah, that is it. That is all I wanted to say today. Yeah, tell me down below if you want to see more polymer sculpting videos from me or not. Also tell me if you don't want to, and if you're just Yara, please paint for us. We are painters, we don't care about your sculpting. I will accept also this kind of comments, so just tell me if you feel like telling me. No pressure though, no pressure to talk to me. But yeah, I hope you have a really lovely day, and if you ever need some calm inspiration, I'm just a video away. Bye!